I always kind of had this darkness about me.
Completely normal, just like kids are. There's lots of fun, full of energy,
I daydreamed a lot. I isolated a lot.
socialized.
But one of my most vivid childhood memories is actually the barrel of the gun in my mouth. And thinking I should pull the trigger.
And that was a little snippet from Tyler's story, and now we're joined by Tyler Lorenz. And Tyler, you have a wonderful story. Let's kind of talk about your story a little bit.
Well, my story has been a long, rough one, right from childhood mental health issues that kind of manifested into addiction. I struggled for the majority of my life, as a child and as an adult. I didn't ask for help. I had a lot of times in my life where I was a functional addict, and I managed to get by, until things got, progressively worse, which is the unfortunate reality of addiction. It doesn't subside in any form. It just gets worse and worse until you get to the point where I was. Yeah.
So when it comes to my why, let's talk about kind of the process of getting your story out and talking with my why.
Working with the MyY, Kristen and Jesse and Kim has just been amazing. They've been incredibly professional about the whole process. They came to me a while ago to talk about, share my story, and I was a little hesitant at first. I didn't know if I was ready to do that, but I felt that it needed to be heard. My story had to be heard by the community, and hopefully it'll help some people that are struggling along the same lines I did, and help break down some of the stigma surrounding mental health and addiction issues in our community.
So Tyler, let's talk about just a little bit more about the importance of telling your story and the impact that you hope this may have.
There's not a lot of awareness out there. I think we've come a long ways in the last 10 years when it comes to mental health and addictions, but we have so far to go yet. There's still a huge stigma that's around both, and people struggling don't understand it, their families don't understand it, and more importantly, the greater community really doesn't understand mental health and addictions. It's seen as that's the problems with our society and our community, and that's really not the case. It's just individuals struggling with something going on in their head, and if we can get them support, we can convert them back to functional, productive members of our society. So we need to really support these people rather than shun them and push them away, because once we do that, they can be really remarkable people.
And Tyler, let's talk about if you had one message from your story to kind of come out of, I guess, your story and you telling your story, what would that be?
Support. You have to support these individuals. You have to offer support. You have to be there when they're asking for support. Asking for help obviously is difficult. Addiction and mental health can be very isolating, and having connection and feeling comfortable enough to ask somebody for help. You have to be able to take advantage of that if that happens, because you might not get a second chance to support somebody that's going through that.
I want to thank my wife for coming in and speaking with us, and to Tyler for being able to share his story with us today.